friends. Here we go again. We're gonna be making some homemade pie crust. You know, you go out there and buy that pie crust. You know how much that's gonna cost you per pan. So I'm gonna show you today, Papa G, Chef Papa G, gonna show you how to make some homemade pie crust, and it's gonna come out flaky. You've never tasted this pie crust before. You can believe this, but I'm gonna show you. Right here we have. I got 8 cups of flour. You're not gonna need that much for a pie, but I'm just doing it because I got an event I got to do. But we got 8 cups of flour. So if we got 8 cups of flour, we got a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of sugar, and just regular flour, all-purpose. And we got the shortening. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get my whisk. And we're going to whisk all this. I got my tablespoon of salt already in, tablespoon of sugar already in. And I'm going to, you can see me real good, just around. Now, for every 4 cups, now remember, for every 4 cups, and that's probably what you're going to be using, the 4-cup recipe versus the double of the 8-cup. But the 4 cup, every 4 cup, you're going to use 1.5 cup of Crisco shortening. You can use the other shortening if you want, the other brands, but I prefer Crisco because Crisco, it sticks, it stays there. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to be using like about 2 cups of flour. Right now, we're going to cut in. We're going to cut in the shortening, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Right here, we got 3 cups of shortening. If you're doing the 4 cups, like I said, 1.5 cup. But I'm doing the 8 cup, so we're gonna go with the 3 cups of shortening. And what I mean when I say we're gonna start cutting it in, not really cut it in. We're gonna start portioning out our. You can see portioning out our Crisco all over the flour mixture. I'm making sure a little bit by little bit, just a little bit by, not big clumps, but just a little bit by little bit, get around the whole pan. As you can see, I want to make sure that I want to make sure you can see that now. The whole pan. We're just gonna distribute a little bit pieces of the crisp shortening to the whole pan, because after this we're going to be cutting it in, and we use a pastry blender. And those that don't know, some people just use a fork, but I have a pastry blender that will do the job, probably even better. But I start off with a potato masher, then I end up with a pastry blender. Because we got to crumble all this up, and it should be, they say, like a cornmeal, but you know, as long as you got a bunch of crumbs, I'll show you what I'm talking about. And then after that, we'll go with our cold water. But first I want to show you this here. Move this out the way. Get the potato masher. If I can find that, I'll be right with you. If I can find that, well, I can't find that, but we're going to begin with we'll go ahead and use this is the pastry blender. So you can see. And we're going to crumple them up like that, go around. Eventually, and it'll get stuck in there, and you just have to rub it out and keep it going. Usually I use the potato masher, that way I won't have to go through the process of rubbing it out like this, but it's still going to work for us. Hope you can see. I'm trying to make a bunch of little small crumbs. That's what I'm trying to do. You know, pie crust, it's not a kneading process. Please don't knead. It's not a kneading process. It's something that, it's not like making bread. It's like a little baby. You gotta just take it easy with it. Now, right now, I'm not taking it easy with it because I'm trying to get this stuff crumbled up, but I tell you, once you learn how to make this flaky crust, you won't want to go back to going buying that crust they got. Some of the crust they got is just expensive. You keep that money. This here is 8 cups of flour. What I'm doing now, and then it's 16 cups into a bag of flour. It's gonna cost you about $2.39, $2.40, whatever. But look at the money that you're saving. You're only using half the bag. And this is what I'm telling you. We got to start cooking back at home. I mean, it's all right to eat out sometimes, but you know, folks, we're wasting our money. Times are hard nowadays. Stay home, make your pie. I'm gonna be showing you how to do the pie filling. You know, these right here, what I'm gonna be showing you. We're gonna take the crust and we're gonna freeze it. Whenever we need it, we're gonna make our forms in our pans and we're gonna freeze it. That's what they sell y'all. I forget the different brands that sell it, but not trying to knock them, but I'm just saying, get back to the old days. Got to get back to the old days. Now, as you can see how crusty, how crumbly that is. That's good. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be crumbly. It's not going to be a cornmeal consistency, but you can see what I'm talking about right here. You can see. That's what we need. Now, I usually open up a little well right here. Then I measure out 2 cups of cold water. I mean ice cold water. And that's what I got here. Ice cold water. 2 cups. Now, don't bank on that. It's probably take you more than 2 cups. But right now, let's deal with 2 cups. You're on the safe side. You're dealing with 2 cups. And we're going to take our fork. This is a nice size fork. And you can buy it if you can find a nice size fork. And then you're not going to just put all of it in there at once. You're going to just take your time. You're going to take your time. Hold on just a minute. You just little bit by little bit. Little bit by little bit. Then you're going to go around just so it gets distributed all around. You see some of the pieces starting to come together. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you want. Now, I usually try to put a little bit down here because this is where when I start folding it over or mashing it together, that seems like it comes a bunch of dry crumbs underneath there. But anyway, you can see how I'm doing. You know, pie crust it's not all that hard. You got the time to do it. Some of us say, I ain't got the time. I ain't got the time to be making no pie. Yes, you do. You got the time to make it. You got time to sit on the phone or on your cell phone and go through YouTube, go through this, that, and the other, and you got the time. And see right here, it's probably taking me right now about 10, 15 minutes to get this far. But you're going to save yourself a lot of money. I'm serious, eating out every day, getting a dessert every day, and you could be making this stuff and at home, it's going to save you some money. Now, some people ain't going to listen to me. I know that. There's going to be some people that's going to say, boy, you better get out of here. I got things I got to do. You ain't got nothing to do. You don't have nothing to do. I'm telling you. See how this is coming together. See all that's coming together. You know, you're taking your time pouring the water in, and it should be about ready. I'm going to see. You want to make sure everything is wet. So when you start pressing it together, it'll start coming together. Just simple as that. Now I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to take a get me a little bowl or something that I can put a little flour in so I can get started pushing this together. Now, like I told you, it's not a need. It's not a need. Put some flour in your hands, whatever, and start pushing this together. As you can see, I'm pushing it together. Hopefully you can see that. I'm pushing it together. That's what I'm doing. As you can see, pressing together. I'm not kneading, not putting it on the counter and kneading. I'm just pressing everything together, pressing down. You know, because you want it to join. You want it to connect with everything, but you don't want to knead. You know, it's like a little baby. You take your time, press down, and then you get so far pressing that way, you'll let gravity take over, and gravity just move that just like this. Now this is what I'm talking about. This underneath bottom here, it just might need a little bit more liquid. Now you see these crusts, the crust right in here, you see it's crumbly. It just might need just a little bit more liquid in order for it to join. Try to just take it easy. Drip a little bit in there. Just take it easy. And let that water just dissolve in there. And then it'll come together and just pat it. There you go. Pat it like that. And you pretty well have it together. And it is not, you know, it's, I know a lot of people say, oh, it's tedious. Yeah, well, there's a lot of things tedious. But it ain't going to get done unless you do it. It won't get done unless you do it. So I'm pressing again. Yeah, letting that water go in, soak in there, making that wet so it can join together. This is the only pretty much kneading, if I'm going to do some kneading, I'm going to be doing in the whole process. The only thing I'm going to be doing. Because my main thing is to get this thing together. And then, let me see, put some flour down here because I don't want to get wet again. But as you can see, how that came together. I was coming together like this. As you can see. And now, as you can see, that's our dough. That's it right there. Ready to go. It's pressed enough. So, when we come back, I'm going to show you how I'm going to form these in pans. The pans I'm going to form them in. And then I'm going to let you go. Until the next video. Alright, welcome back, my dear friends. I floured the surface here. And we got our crust over here. I'm going to cut a piece off. I'm going to get my rolling pin. For the... I'm going to show you just how we do this thing here. As you can see, hopefully you can see me as I'm working with this dough. I'm not kneading or doing anything. What I'm doing is getting ready to roll it out to a thin, so I can start doing my pie crust, panning my pie crust, so I can put them in the freezer. As you can see, sometimes it sticks. If it sticks, you just a little bit of flour on there. It's not going to hurt anything. You see how I'm rolling it out. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin. What I got is a cutter. It's going to cut my round circle out. I'm going to do little mini pies. And I'm going to use cupcake tins. But I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. See how that's rolled out? Now it might be a little sticky underneath, so I have to put a bit more flour down and like that. And, you know, because you want to be able to pick it up once you get finished rolling it. But here, I hope you can see me well. Here we go. And we're just rolling. We're just like the video, rolling, we're rolling. That wasn't funny, but anyway. Here we go, here we go. Yeah, Baba G. I will show you. And if you need a code, go back through this video, not a problem. Of course, I'm going to say like and subscribe, you know, that's normal. But my main thing is you saving your money. You're wasting your money out there. Buying pies $7, $8. Look at this ain't costing me nothing, Holly. You know? You can make so many pies with this. It's pitiful. Now I gotta find my cutter. You bear with me, I'll be right with you. Now, you know when you look, oh, here we go. Here's a cutter. I'm gonna get my pie pan ready. Got a little small pie pan. This is just to give you a sample. I'm not gonna hold you much longer, but as you can see, I have my cutter here. This is like a big biscuit cutter, but anyway, it works. It works. And what I do, maybe I'll use my big pan here, and we'll start with that. But right here, we'll start with that later. But anyway, this is your pie pan. I mean your pie pan, and I'm gonna have to. What I'll have to do is make this a little wider so it'll fit over the pie pan. This is just, folks. This is just a sample of what I do. You can do this. You can make your own circle, however you want to make it over your pie pan that it'll fit. You know, trace it, cut it, whatever. But I'm just going to show you an example. This is an example of your pie. I should have made a bigger one. I think I will. I'll make a big one. I made a mistake. Let me get a bigger one. I will get you a bigger one and show you what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. I'm going to show you just what I'm talking about. Just first got to find my cutter. Anyway, what I'll do it the old-fashioned way. This is how my mama used to do it. And we'll take a knife. Yep. I'll be right with you. All right, here we go. This is how my mama used to do it. We didn't have no cutouts or nothing like that. But this is how she used to do it. She would trace around. She'd trace about a ½ inch around the pie pan. As you can see, hopefully you can see that, how I'm doing. Then we'll pull this away. Here we go. And here we go. Now, you place this in. You see how I got this? You make sure all your corners are filled. Then, you take care of the top corners here. You bring it together like this, as so. Did you see what I'm doing here? Bring it together like this. A lot of people have problems with this, but you gotta just learn it. You know, if you don't want your pie to look pretty, just do it like that. But me, I put a little bit of a, I don't know what you call it, but I put it in there, and it looks good after it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You go around the whole pie with it, but it's decorative. Some people use a fork and put the decoration in that way, but this way, and that's how I do my pie crust. And this goes in the freezer. If I don't want to use this today, I'll use it tomorrow, or I'll use it 2 weeks from now. I'll just take one of these out, put my whatever I need to put in there. Usually mine is pecan pie, so I'll put my filling in and my nuts in, then my filling, and then I'll put it up. And it's got to be, when you put it in that oven, this has got to be partly frozen. That way you'll get your flakiness. So I hope you learned something. I definitely hope you learned something. But if you don't understand the recipe, go back to the video and watch it again and pause or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to do pie crust. This is how you do pie crust. Flaky pie crust. Glad you could join me today. Stay tuned for my next video. It has something else you can do, something else you can cook to save yourself some money. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and come on back.